Welcome to the trailer build. We're going to be setting up a brand new 22 by 7 by 7 full aluminum enclosed trailer to haul side by sides. Here we are, guys. Trailer is almost done. Let's do a little recap. I've been working on a bunch of the odds and ends, so I'll give you a little bit of an update here on what I've accomplished. All right, so our heater's in place. Nice diesel 8 kilowatt heater there. Really efficient, really easy to install. Toolbox is situated, all secured in place. We've got our benches set up finally. A couple tools here. Some storage up there, tents, camping supplies. The toolbox is outfitted with a bunch of necessities, odds and ends. Basically, it's all my duplicates. I put them in here so I don't have to constantly switch things in and out of the toolbox between the shop and here. So we still got a bunch of space in the box for other stuff, and we'll get that all dialed in as we start using the trailer. We got the 2000 watt inverter generator there. Got my campfire grill. Got some extra kerosene for the heater. If you're using these heaters, the diesel ones, then it's beneficial to run kerosene through them. It burns a lot cleaner. It does burn a little bit hotter, my understanding is also, and it leads to a longer glow plug life because there's less soot buildup. And it doesn't stink as bad when it's burning. So if you're not using this thing day in and day out, then the price difference between clean, clear kerosene and diesel is not really big. I'll be using this thing once in a while. So for ease of use and longevity and less problems, I will end up going with kerosene. But in a bind, if you didn't have any kerosene and you need to run diesel, that's completely fine as well. They are marketed as diesel heaters, but when you read into them, it is highly recommended to run kerosene. Here we've got the pantry. Bent nails here so that this stuff doesn't open when it's going down the road. So we're still stocking all this up. Paper plates, cups, some condiments, stuff like that, a kettle. Down here, same deal. We're gonna have some extra storage, food, things like that. I'm hoping to find a little refrigerator as well, so that we can set a little fridge up somewhere here, just like one of those tiny little beer fridges, so that instead of using a cooler and bring food in and out, and it just makes life a lot easier. You're not wasting as much either. A little microwave here, just a little 700 watt unit. It can run off the battery bank or easily off the generator. I'll also end up getting a toaster oven likely for next spring or something like that, and likely a few other little things. I'll get a little gas barbecue, stuff like that. And as we use this, we'll figure out what we need and we'll outfit it and perfect it. This is just like the initial foundational build, just enough to get it out there and start using it to figure out what we really need. Got a shelf up here. I set it up so that we can fit a bunch of like cans, brake clean, lubricants, stuff like that. And then just a bunch of other storage, I guess. Some coat racks for hanging our gear. A few wrenches up here on magnetic holders. I don't know if these will last. This is gonna just be a test to see if they rattle off or not. If they rattle off, I'll throw them in the toolbox. Some screwdrivers and stuff. All this space on the walls is literally just like, it's just wasted space. So you're better off utilizing it for something. When you are making shelving and stuff like that, make sure that it doesn't impact the load you'll be carrying. I made the shelves like this with the space underneath it, thinking that even if I need two side-by-sides, the front side-by-side can basically tuck up under here, and I still have all that space. I showed you guys the inverter setup and everything in the previous video, so behind there is the power inverter, the battery bank, the battery charger, the 12-volt distribution block. Here I've got a remote switch for my power inverter to turn it on and off. See it back there, there's a voltage readout on it as well, as it tells you how much wattage is currently being drawn. I'm just running the lights off it right now, and so just running the lights, it'll last a long time, so I don't really have to worry about that. And the inverter will start beeping and alert you when the voltage drops to a critical level, and that is a pure sine wave inverter, and that's what you want to get if you're running any sort of more sensitive electronics. And the price difference between a decent sine wave inverter now and the cheaper ones isn't huge, so just buy it once, forget about it. There's still a few things to do. I've still got to mount my spare tire, but I'm gonna see where I want to put that based on like how the razors fit. So we do definitely have quite a bit of tongue weight up here now. That toolbox probably weighs quite a bit and all this stuff, and once it's geared up and loaded, there'll be quite a bit of tongue weight here. But once the machine gets in, and if we're running one machine, essentially the rear of the machine will be positioned forward here so that the majority of the engine weight and the weight of the machine is over the axle. And then the tongue weight will actually likely help with setting up the load and making it tow nicer. The truck I'm towing with does have airbags. I can adjust the ride height and tweak everything perfectly based on the amount of air I have in the bags. I've got the plug here coming in to the trailer. So this is coming from like an extension cord hooked up to the wall at home, or a generator hooked up here to my distribution block here, just my splitter. And then I can run this power bar off here if I want to. That power bar runs off the inverter and the battery bank. Here I have my hard mounted smart charger. And then I've got a couple extension cords kicking around so I can plug in here, run a toaster oven, run the microwave when I want it off the generator, for example, so I'm not chewing the battery bank when I don't need to. This gives me a lot of plugs and stuff like that because obviously filming these videos, doing the YouTube stuff, after a ride I need to charge dozens of batteries at times. So I'll be able to set up like my charging station here, and I'll be able to charge hundreds of batteries off that battery bank, no problem. So I can set up 6, 7 different chargers there and let them charge as we're out riding or as we're sleeping or whatever. All this is like set up pretty good now. I'm happy and I'm satisfied with it. We'll keep bringing stuff in here as we see what we need. I'll bring in some spare parts as well. I'll bring in some tow straps, ratchet straps, all that jazz. We're gonna mount the E-Track on the floor next, but first I need to pull the RZR in here for a test fit, line it all up, see where I need to mount the E-Track into the spring, and as we start using it, we're obviously gonna set this thing up for a bit of redneck camping. So I'll figure out like whether we get a fold-out cot or whatever we're gonna do for sleeping in here. I'm gonna mount some vents up in the ceiling, a roof vent, like an RV roof vent over here, and then one up front. Gonna allow me to kind of circulate the air in here. Aside from the battery bank I have solid mounted in the trailer, I also ordered a portable lithium iron phosphate battery pack. It's like the step up from lithium. It's more reliable, has a better life cycle. You can charge it more times. So it'll be nice and portable, it'll be easier to charge. And I'm also gonna set up some solar panels to it. I'll show you that in a separate video though, because it's a really cool thing. It's got enough juice in it to run a small fridge for over a day, so that's gonna be really nice when we're not hooked up to generator power. I'll be able to leave the fridge on and not worry about anything. Leave me a comment, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you got any tips that you really like in your trailer and that I should add to mine. Let me know what side trailer you've got, what you like, what you don't like, and all sorts of feedback. It's really good. This is gonna be a constant work in progress. I'll keep you guys updated as the trailer evolves. This is literally just like the first step. I'm just trying to get it ready enough so that I can start using it. And now that it's fall, I mean, I've got this little bit of a weather window left here where I am before it really starts getting crappy weather and snowing and stuff like that. So I really wanted to make sure I get this trailer done before then. I hope you're enjoying the series. I know it's a little different than some of the other videos, but this is the stuff you need if you want to live this lifestyle. You need that pickup truck, you need that trailer if you want to haul your machine, you need all these things if you want to camp. So everyone does it a little differently. Everyone's got a different setup, just like everyone's got a different machine. It keeps things interesting. We all have different needs and priorities. I'm gonna keep picking away here. I'm gonna get some things cleaned up. I'll get the floor all cleaned up, and then I'll give you guys a nice little shot of everything once it's all organized. We'll load up the RZR and see how it fits. Hopefully it fits. We're gonna load up the RZR for the first time in the new trailer. It's gonna be a tight fit width-wise. There's only gonna be about 3 inches or 4 inches per side, but I mean, we knew that. It's probably just enough to get out of the RZR if you're my size. If you're a big, thick kind of a lad, you might have issues. You might need a wider trailer. Let's load up the RZR. As you can see, it is a tight fit, but there's plenty of space for this machine inside the trailer. Oh yeah, fits like a glove. That's awesome. Look at that. We're cruising in style now. So I hug it up against this side just so I get a little bit more room getting out. I got about 10 inches on this side, about 3, maybe 3 or 4 on the other side. Plenty of room, so I'm pretty pumped. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put the E-Track now on the ground. Then we'll get some over wheel straps, because that'll be the easiest way probably to strap these guys down. So in case you're wondering where we're going tomorrow in the trailer, it's not riding, it's something that'll lead up to riding. I'll finally be getting a full custom cage built for the RZR. I've been putting off a cage for the Battle Wagon for a long time, and I can't wait to finally get it done. And the new cage will probably sit an inch or two lower as well. We'll have extra clearance on top, not that that's an issue right now. And right now it's also sitting on the 34s. I'll be getting rid of the 34s. We'll be going to a smaller tire, likely a 32. So that'll also give us about another inch or so and a little bit more clearance everywhere. Oh yeah, look at that. So we still got plenty of room up here to open the toolbox, get around, open the cabinet. And this gives me about 10 more feet behind the machine. I got 10 usable feet behind it right now. So I should easily be able to put another two-seater in there. Thanks for checking out this episode of The Trailer Build. I hope you enjoyed it. In the next episode, we'll be going over the installation of the E-Track on the floor, and we'll also be going over the portable power station in detail. If you haven't done so already, then head on over to our YouTube channel and check out some of our trail riding content. While you're there, please consider subscribing. It really helps the channel out. Another good way to help support the channel and future video projects is by visiting our Shopify store, where you can find some sweet Team AJP swag. You can also follow along on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. See you in the next video, and ride safe out there.